Right. Today's topic is about displaying data. Okay, so you have a bunch of data, you have a lot of numbers and things to look at. How you want to organize it and put it into graphs and things to make it make sense. Well, here's a couple of ways you can do that. Okay, so the first way we're going to start off is stem and leaf. Okay, stem and leaf. Okay, leaf, not leaf. Leaf. All right, stem and leaf. Okay, so stem and leaf is a sort for organizing like individual numbers. Okay, so let's get some numbers. Let's do 1, 4, 7, 10, 15, 23, 24, 24, 30, 35. Okay, so with stem and leaf, you make a chart. Okay, kind of like a T-chart type deal, right? Like this. Okay, and on this side is your stem, and this side is your leaf. Okay, now your stem is going to be the first digits of each number, and our leaf is going to be the second digits. Okay, so stay with me here. That's kind of confusing at first. All right, so let's take a look at 1. Okay, so 1's our first number here. All right, 1 is a single digit number. Okay, if you have a single digit number, okay, then your first number of that, well, actually, let's look at this. Okay, all the numbers, right? If we go to 35, our first digit is 3, right? 20s, we have numbers in the 20s, so our first digit is 2. We have numbers in the teens, right? So 1 is our first digit, and we have single digit numbers, okay, like that. If you have a single digit number, your first digit is a 0, right? It's like 0, 1 is the same thing as 1, right? This is, right. So with our stems, we're only going to write it once, okay? So even though there's 3 single-digit numbers here, we're only going to write 0 once, okay? And then that same goes for the rest of the numbers here. So we have numbers in the teens. That means we have numbers that start with 1, numbers that start with 2, numbers that start with 3, okay, right? So we have 10s, 20s, 30s, right? So everything is categorized here by your first digit, okay? Now we can write the leaves, the second digit. So technically, our single-digit numbers are going to go here, all like this, 1, 4, 7, okay? So we have a 1, we have a 4, we have a 7, right? The teens, we have 2 numbers in the teens. We have 10 and 15. So in this case, we're going to write the second digit of each number. So we have a 10, we have a 15. So when you read this, I know this kind of looks funky, okay? We have 10, we have 15. All right, so we see how many numbers we have in the teens. We have 2 numbers in the teens, 10 and 15, okay? The 20s, we have 23, 24, 24 again, and you do write it twice, okay? So if a number appears more than once, write both numbers in there so we know an accurate number of how many times it appears, okay? And then 2 numbers in the 30s, we have 30, and we have 35. And that's how you would write it, okay? So it's a little weird to look at, all right? It's a little kind of, like I said, it's kind of funky, especially when you're dealing with single-digit numbers. All right, so remember that your first digit is technically a 0, so you're going to write that in your stem, and you only write your stem once, okay? So we're not writing 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, whatever, right? It's only one time, all the single digits, all the 10s, 20s, and 30s, okay? All right, that's for single digit, like not single digit, but like single pieces of data. All right. All right, let's move on to dot plot. Okay. Now, dot plot, okay, is basically when you want to figure out how many numbers of things you have, which is a very vague way of categorizing. Okay. So a dot plot, what you want to draw kind of like a chart, a line on the bottom, right? Now let's look at some data. Let's do 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5. Okay. So let's look at all the numbers we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ultimately, right? So we're going to mark each of those on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s, okay? Now, how we're going to plot this is we're going to take however many times each number appears it's going to count as an X or a dot on your chart here. So for example, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 ones, right? So here we're going to have 3 dots or X's. I'm going to write X's to make it easier to see. So we have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 ones, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 on number 1. Okay, number 2, we have 2 2s. So we have 1, 2 2s, all right? We have 1 3, so only one X here. We have 1 2 3 4 4s, so 1 2 3 4 4s, and then 2 5s, 1 2. Okay, and now you can see which number has the most, 4, which number has the least, 3, right? It's kind of easier to see if you categorize it that way. And that's it. That's it for a dot plot, right? So you can, like I said, you can use dots. You can use X's. I like X's, but if you wanted to, just to show you, you could do 1. If dots look easier to you, either or, it doesn't matter. I like X's. You can use dots. Doesn't matter to me. All right, this is a dot plot technically, so but you can use whatever you want. Okay. All right, let's do one more. Let's do a box plot, or a box and whisker plot, as some people say. Okay, so let's get some data. Let's go 4, 6, 7, 7, 10, 11, 13, 15, 16, 18, and 20. That's the numbers here. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw kind of a number line out here, right? So we're going to do this, kind of like that, right? And our lowest number is 4, highest number is 20. So we're going to make a chart that starts at 1 and goes to, let's say, 22. Okay. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Hey, wow, that's great. I'm shocked by that. I didn't even plan that. That's awesome. Look at that. Probably myself there. All right, you don't care. So, moving on. So for box plot, okay, so there's a few things we have to figure out first, okay? We need to figure out our highest number, our lowest number, our median, and our quartiles. Quartile 1, quartile 2, okay? So let's do this. Let's go over here. Let's do low, high. Actually, no, let's do this. Low, quartile 1, median, quartile 3, and high. Okay. So it's your 5-number range, right? So let's just fill in this chart here, and I'll show you how we're going to figure it out. Okay. So our lowest number here clearly is 4, right? It's the lowest number on here. 4 is our lowest number. Okay. Let's go with the median next. Our median, remember our median. The median is your middle number, or when the numbers are in order from lowest to highest. So let's check this out. Let's go start with our ends, 4 and 20, moving in 6 and 18, 7 and 16, 7 and 15, 10 and 13. Boom, one number in the middle, 11. So our 11 is our median. It's our middle number. This is great. And let's skip down to our highest number. Our highest number here is 20. 20. Okay. 20. All right. So Q1 and Q3, quartile 1, quartile 3. Okay. So what this is it's the median of their half of the set of data. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Well, if we look at our lowest number and our median, right? 4 and 11, right? It's this half. So our Q1 is a median of this half of the graph. Okay. So these 5 numbers here, right? So between 4 and 10. Okay. So what's our median between these 5 numbers here, right? We do 4, 6 and 7, and then our middle number is 7. So our Q1 is 7. It's the median of the 5 numbers here. Okay. So 11 is our median. We don't count our median when we do this. It's just the first 5 numbers. Okay. First 5 numbers. Okay. Now our Q3 is going to be our second 5 numbers here, the median of these. So we're going to start with 13 and 20, 15 and 18, 16 is our median here. So that's our Q3 is 16. Okay. So we have our 5 numbers here. Okay. Now on our number line down here, we're going to put hashes or dashes on each one of these numbers here. Okay. So our low number is 4, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to put a dash here. Okay. Our Q1 is 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 11 is our median. 8, 9, 10, 11. 16 is our Q3. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then our highest number is 20. 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to connect our Q3 and highest number, okay, our Q1 and lowest number, and then in the middle, we're going to draw a box. So from this hash across to this quartile, and then same here, okay. And I'll write here 7, 11, 16, 20. Okay. And there you go. Box and whisker, right? It's a box, it's got little whiskers on it, right? That's kind of how they get the name for it. So that's how you do it with this, right? Once again, it can be a little confusing if you're not completely sure what's going on here. But just remember, our 5 numbers here: lowest number, highest number, our median, and then the quartiles and the medians of our halves, right? And then for the hash on each number, you're going to draw a box around the Q1 to Q3. That's your box Q1 to Q3. And then our little whiskers out to our highest and lowest numbers, okay? With our median, like that, all right? This is mostly used for trying to find skewed data, where if it's one way, it leans one way or another, all right? But that's how you do a box plot, or a box and whisker.